Hey everybody, it's Tim. Welcome to Winning Wednesday, the sales email. Today I want to talk about something that's a little esoteric. PPP. And I'm not talking about a paycheck protection loan. I'm actually talking about prices, performance, and promises. And when you are selling, as you start to sell into bigger and bigger and bigger accounts and your prices are going up and up and up, which they mostly should over time because you're better at what you do, you should be raising your prices. Uh, that increase in price essentially creates a new promise for your clients. And so that promise is actually somewhat about performance if you're in the marketing space or in the technology space or preparedness if you're in some other kind of service. But your price is relative to your promise. So the bigger your price, the bigger your promise has got to be. The smaller your price, the smaller your promise can be. So I want you to think carefully as you price your products and services. Is the promise of them changing as the price goes up or down? Because if your promise is static, and for whatever reason, it's just harder to service a particular client, then you're going to have a hard time justifying or normalizing that price increase. But if you are working carefully and you're thinking about your price, and as it goes up, you are able to add in a bigger promise around performance potentially or service or attention or whatever, as long as you are able to make your promise bigger, then your price can increase without peril, to add in another P. But this all comes back to performance. So when you are making a sale, you've got your price and you're making your promise. When you're making your sale, that's sort of a moment in time. And in that moment, the client believes that for the price, you will deliver the promise. That's why they're saying yes. Now, the hard thing is, as the engagement goes on and they're paying a reasonable price every month, sometimes they forget that you're actually meeting the promise that you made because that was made a long time ago. So part of performance management in a service business isn't just doing a good job at what you do. It's actually about reminding your clients that you're doing a good job, that you are meeting your promises. And so something that I used to do in my agency when I was doing paid media stuff, we actually always tracked the cost per acquisition. And as that dropped because we were better than most agencies and we generally saw a significant drop in cost per acquisition, I would benchmark the difference between their old cost per acquisition and what we were performing at that point, and I would put it together into something that I called the bonus budget. So I'd show them basically what they were getting for free because of our better performance. And every month we reminded them of that because we called it out in the report bonus budget. And then we aggregated that number so they could see the entirety of the value that we had brought. And so that bonus budget idea didn't actually change our performance one iota. We never paid attention to that number in our decisions around doing the right thing for our clients. But we put it into reporting because it helped remind our clients that we were keeping the promise that we made for the price that we agreed on. And to the extent that this reduced churn, I think it did, but one thing it absolutely did do is it reminded them every month about how much better their life is, since we came on the scene. Now, if your performance is suffering, that can be it can be can sort of bring up a sore point, but you should want to address that conversation. But the really exciting thing was the fact that we were able to sort of encapsulate the value. We were able to encapsulate the benefit of our promise on a monthly basis so we could prove to our customer that our price and promise were worthwhile and that our performance met those. So I want you to think about what can you do in the 3 Ps: price, promise, and performance, to help you show your value so that you're delivering your promise, and also remind your customers every month or every week, however often you speak to them, about the benefit of doing business with you. That's Winning Wednesday. Have a great day.